Welcome to Thomas Podcast. Well,
Thank
and
you.
I want to say a big thank you for the last minute change of plan. As you can see, I'm in my cousin's room, so this
Hmm.
is not my environment. I'm in France. This is not my room.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
So
Not a
thank you
problem at
so
all.
so much for this.
Um, it's
So
fine.
please
It's fine.
introduce yourself to us. Who are you, please?
Right. Okay. So before we start the recording, give me a second. Okay. So
Okay,
tell
go.
me a bit about yourself so I get to learn about you a little bit so that
No
then, and
problem.
also what's the purpose of the actual interview? See, so I can learn a bit about yourself.
No problem. Sure. So I'm Telma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a teacher in a secondary school in Southeast London.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've also have a background in media, so I've studied media in school at university, and I sort of thought, let me combine them two together: my
Mm-hmm.
teaching, inspiring young people, and also through my podcast, which is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing. And the purpose of this interview, I've seen that you've done so well for yourself. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why I don't want to ask too many questions now because it's
Mm-hmm.
going to come in a podcast. But you've
Yeah.
done so well for yourself. I saw your post through Samuel Leeds, I
Mm-hmm.
believe.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I thought that's interesting. That's amazing what
Mm-hmm.
you do. And I feel like people like you, we need
Mm-hmm.
more of people
Mm-hmm.
like you, positive role models to inspire young
Mm-hmm.
people. The
I love
podcast
that.
really is really to inspire young people.
I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
So that is beautiful. I like the idea
Thank you.
of inspiring and motivating people
Yeah.
to do investing and businesses. So that is very good. So I'm delighted to be here. And
Yeah.
Sarah,
Great.
Sarah told me I need to be here. I'm thinking, what? I have my month-end meeting. Normally, I have my meeting with my staff the first Friday of each month. So
Oh,
at 10 o'clock.
thank
But
you. I
Sarah
really
said, let's postpone
appreciate.
it. But it's fine. I am all yours. I'll record it from my end as well, if that's okay.
Of course, go for
Right.
it.
So
Yeah,
that
no
then
problem.
we can both have the recording. So
Oh,
I am
yes.
all yours, Telma.
Fantastic. So let's start with introducing fully yourself. So who are you and what do you do?
Right. My name is Rahim Ba. I am a investor. So what I do, I buy dilapidated houses, old wonky houses that nobody wants to buy.
Okay.
I buy those properties, renovate them, change their use either to a HMO, to flats, to mixed use properties, and then bring them to life so people will be able to live in them. And I also help ordinary people to use my tried and tested method to make manage and multiply income through
Mm.
investment properties as well. And I've helped scores of investors to do exactly what I'm doing to become property investors and making work an option instead of an
Mm.
obligation.
Nice one. So sorry to ask you this question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But where are you from originally? I like your surname, Bar. Where are you from originally?
Fantastic. So I'm from Africa, West Africa mainly. So I was born in Guinea, grew up in Sierra Leone. So
Okay.
that's where I'm from.
Ah, lovely. My mom is West African as well. She's from Guinea-Bissau. Don't know
Oh,
if you heard of that.
Guinea-Bissau. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course I know Guinea.
fantastic.
Guinea-Bissau and Guinea are bordering countries, aren't they? So yes, I know.
Ah, sorry, it's my mom calling me. Sorry about that.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
Yes, amazing. So, how long have you been in the UK?
Well, I've been in the UK since I was 15 years old. So
Oh,
it's been a while since I've been in the
oh,
UK, and I used to live in London, and then obviously I moved down to Cardiff. So
I
yeah, I've
know,
been
I
here 15
saw.
years.
Can you
Yeah.
tell me why you moved from London to Cardiff?
Fantastic. Okay, good question actually. A backstory first, and why I moved back to Cardiff is I used to live in London. I love London. I grew up in London. I moved into London when I was 15. Barely speak English. I learned English in London. I went to school in London. I went to college in London, and university in Bournemouth. Funny enough, but um, finished university, could not get a job, and I had to look for so many jobs before I can get one. Went to Birmingham, and then eventually work took me to London back again. Lived in
Mm-hmm.
London for a bit, and then work took me to Cardiff. And all that time, I was actually looking for my purpose. I was looking for my why. Why do I really want? What do I want to be in the future? Because I
Yeah.
knew working for someone will not really get me to where I want to be. So I start keeping looking for stuff. Give me a second. One of my son
Mhm.
is crying.
No problem. Mhm. Interesting. You can all see me, okay? Bahimba. Mm. No, I can't hear you.
I've mute myself.
Ah, that's it. It's back. It's yeah. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud
Yeah.
and clear.
Lovely. Is your son
So,
okay?
yeah, it's fine. If they hear my voice, they want to see me, right? So that's the thing. So, but yeah, he's fine now. He said, "Dad, are you okay?" I said, "I'm okay." So
Oh, that's
it's all
sweet.
fine. Okay, so yeah, I was trying to look for my purpose. I
Hmm.
knew working for someone will not get me to become successful. I knew it. The reason why I knew it is the people I work with. And my manager used to work seriously long hours. She's in Germany today, Denmark the other day, Belgium
Mm.
the other day. She's traveling all over the country. I looked at myself. I said, I don't want to be like that when I was in my mid 40s or 50s. I want something different. And but I did not know what I want to do. I did not
Okay.
know. And it was a tough thing for me because I know I felt like I've been cheated in a sense that going to university, getting a degree, thinking I'm going to be financially free, I thought that would really make a change. But what really got me thinking also into what I want for me and my family is I happen to work with the director of the company I used to work with in London. So I asked him, look, I'm about to do my chartered accountancy, to become a chartered accountant. But what is the value of doing it?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said to me, look, Rahim, your education is good to have. But out of all the things I've studied, my university, my chartered accountancy, the only thing I used was statistics,
Yeah.
right? Quite frankly.
Mhm.
And he said, the degree is to get you through the doors. But you know, you just have to get it done if you're interested in becoming a chartered
Mhm.
accountant. So that then got me thinking. I said, this guy, he's the director, he's the like CEO of a FTSE 100 company,
Yeah.
right? And he's telling me this, but I still continue doing my chartered accountancy. Then obviously, my department where I used to work in London had to get chopped off, meaning they need to either move it to Brussels or get rid of the whole department, right?
Oh.
And I had two options, right? To go to Brussels, Belgium, to learn how to speak French and live a
Yeah.
different life, or to go to Cardiff, right? And then I'm thinking, Cardiff? I've never heard of Cardiff. I know Wales, but I did not know what Cardiff was, right? That's
Yeah.
what everybody would do. You gotta search Cardiff, Cardiff.
Yeah.
Oh, Cardiff is the capital city of Wales. Okay, I'm still in the UK. I'd rather go to Wales, right?
That's it.
So
Mm-hmm.
that then I'll be able to continue with my chartered accountancy. That's how I
Mm.
end up being in Wales. Then I moved
Oh.
to Wales and Wales is a beautiful country. I love it. I will not swap it for anything else, especially Cardiff. Beautiful. Friendly people, friendly neighbors. You can walk out. You're not worried about being robbed or nothing
Oh.
like that. It's beautiful. I love Cardiff. It's beautiful.
Mm.
And it's very small city as well. So I started
Mm.
working for this same firm. And the where I work is near Cardiff, not inside Cardiff. It's a place called Kefili. So I started working there. It's a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
place. If when you walk into the place, it's very nice. You go through this little road along the tracks, gets you to this nice, amazing business park, and they've got this yellow red sign on the right hand side. It's look beautiful. Walking there,
Mm.
they've got this massive open plan office. You know, like any
Yeah.
other office, right?
Yeah.
Went there, I was
Mm-hmm.
excited. Yes, I'm here, right?
Mm.
But when I started working there, I start noticing stuff because I wanted to see how people are doing, not knowing actually moving from the city, coming to Cardiff. it's kind of demoting myself a little bit because I used to work with the directors, the CEOs,
Mhm.
the financial technicians, all of
Mm.
these people I used to work with. Now I'm in a service center, right?
Yeah.
Working with different sort of people, and obviously they're all nice people. But I realize I've got the same salary, obviously because I negotiated it, but
Good.
I'm kind of downgraded myself a little bit, so to speak. So, and then obviously I used to manage 240 manufacturing sites,
Oh,
and
wow.
my manager did not know what I was doing. I did not know what I was doing, but I end up getting to know it. And as time goes on, obviously everybody works and everybody does the same thing that they've been asked to do. But I start looking at the people around me. I see people, most of us are all accountants, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I bumped into one guy at my workplace, and he's a chartered accountant. By
Mm-hmm.
then, I've only got two papers left. And
Mm.
then I said to him, look, buddy, I'm about to finish my chartered accountancy. I've only got two papers left. So could you tell me how much chartered accountants earn in this company? Those companies, you're not allowed to discuss salary, right?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to discuss salary. It's like, my, why are you asking me that for? I was like it's just you and I. I
I
just
don't
want to know.
know. Yeah.
I just want to know because I can see everything online, but I just want to know what the company pays. Then he goes like, okay, if you're a chartered accountant with experience, maybe 3 or 4 years of experience, you might be on a maybe 35 to about 45K. And
Mm.
then I was like, okay, I'm on 25K. So if I do chartered accounting, I'm only going to increase my salary for about 10K. And then I looked at him. I saw his responsibility. Believe in me, Telma, is this high. Literally, he's
Ah.
born with responsibility. I'm thinking, what? Okay. And I sat thinking, do I really do this or not?
Mm.
Right? Do I really do this or not? I start thinking about my manager back in London I used to work with. I start thinking about my previous job before I get to the job in London. I realized all these people got these degrees, got these qualifications, but they work seriously long hours to get someone else become wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Right, not them. They still stay on their 50K or 30K or maybe 70K, whatever that is. That's their salary fix. But all that time and effort is making someone else's rich. So I start thinking then, here's the deal. If I do these two papers, it could get me 45K in about 2, 3 years' time. But would it not just tighten the rope on my neck?
Yes.
Would it not just make me be like them, working seriously long hours? And I start thinking then, if I do that, I got that qualification. It's good, right? It gets
Mm-hmm.
me to get there. But it comes with that responsibility here. I'll be driving with more responsibility. And most importantly, is that it comes with having more expenses. I'm going to start thinking getting my mortgage, getting a car, and building up my family. So if I've got all these responsibilities, then I become a slave
Mm.
of that job. Because what happens then, I have to work to pay my mortgage, I have to
Mm-hmm.
work to pay my car finance, I have to work to do all this stuff. So if I want to break that shackle, I might struggle a little bit at that point because I can see how the people I work with are doing it in daily life because literally on the last Friday of the month, everybody got paid, everybody's happy. We go to pub, drink, do all that sort of thing. Come back on Monday, they're all broke
Yep.
because they've spent it all in bills and alcohol or maybe going out. So I thought to myself, if I did that too, if I did those two papers, I'll be like them. Then I did not do the
Mm-hmm.
two papers. I
Well
dropped it
done.
off. I
Well
said,
done.
no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. So I'm going to cut that story short there.
Okay.
I'll
I love it.
discuss. I'll discuss later on what had happened, but that's how I get to Cardiff.
Mm-hmm. So you got to Cardiff. Hmm. I don't know. So from London to Cardiff, you went by train? I don't know.
Well, good question. It's by car because
Like, okay.
I did not
That's
have lots of
far.
I did not have lots of look. It's about 3 to 4 hours drive.
Oh, okay.
To Cardiff. So I moved to Cardiff, lived in a shared house. I'm not sure if you know what that is. It's
Shared
house.
house is a hostel?
It's like a hostel, but not 100% hostel. It's a house in multiple occupation. It's where they rent the house on a room by room basis, right?
Okay.
So you got your room, you share the kitchen, you share the bathroom, you share all the amenities within the property. So that's what we call house in multiple occupation. So I was living in one of those houses when I moved into Cardiff. So that's where I was living.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that but I mean the thing is we all have to start from somewhere
Hmm.
because to be honest, to be where you are, you had to struggle a bit to
Hmm.
look back and be like, oh, you know what, appreciate it more.
Hmm.
So that must have been really hard for you, like new country, new place. So did you have a good sense when you went to Cardiff for the first time? You were like, oh my days, that's where I'm gonna stay, or you'd be like, oh, I'm not sure. How did you feel
Good.
when you went there?
Good question. I'm thinking, what am I doing here? I hardly see people. Imagine moving from London, where you see drones of people in the morning when you're going to work, to come and hardly seeing people on the street. I'm thinking, what am I doing here? Right? It is a difference, and you can sense it, you can feel it, you can see it, and it's just different vibes.
Yeah.
But I slowly adapted to it because I was also learning by working at that point. I'm learning, trying to find out my why, trying to say, where am I? Where am I going? Why am I here in planet Earth in the first place? And yeah, I loved it here. But slowly I started to say, I loved it here, but I don't love what I'm doing. I don't love the work I'm doing,
Mm,
and
okay.
it wasn't getting me to where I want to go. So coming back then, I said, okay, I'm not going to do the degree, right? That's just out of it. And I need to quit my job because
Wow.
I don't like it. I had that mindset. But what really made me make that decision is this. It was one Sunday morning. I used to live in a place called um, uh, Fitzsimon Embankment, very close to the Principality Stadium. You've got that bank around, you got the stadium right in front of you. And I lived in this 9-bedroom shared house. And they do Sunday market every Sunday as well. You can hear this chopping bird sounds and people talking on the road, busy road
Mm,
on a Sunday. Anybody who knows Cardiff will know that market. They do that Sunday market in front of that. Um, but I wasn't woken up by that noise. I was woken up with a striking thought about my job, asking myself, what about I got ill?
mm-hmm,
What if my wife got ill? What if I got my kids, they got ill, or my mom got ill, and I have to stop work immediately?
mm,
What then happens? I thought to myself, my company might look after me for 1 month, 2 months. The third month, I'm on my own.
mm,
So I realized at that point, I was only making money when I work. If I don't work, I have
mm.
no money coming in.
Yeah.
So that was a striking thought for me. I'm thinking, what? This is serious stuff,
Yes, it is.
right? So from that day, that hour, that minute, that second, I took a responsibility to take my finances into my own hands instead of relying on my employers, the government, or people like that. So I make it my mission, my vision to act now, not procrastinate about it, but do it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Action.
I took the action straight away. I said, look, I remember then I just got married and my wife was in Africa back then. And I said, okay, I'm going to take this action, but I need to get my wife here first.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if you know this. In order for you to bring someone in this country, you have to hit a certain salary threshold for you to be able to bring them in this country. I said, okay, now I'm at that threshold. I might as well bring my wife here before I do anything, right?
Oh, nice.
So I took that decision, obviously, brought her in here quickly in the country. And then she arrived. She thought she's going to be living in a nice, amazing flat, only to find out she's going to be living in a shared house, right?
That's the beginning.
She was like,
Mm.
oh, when do I see this? When do I? She's always expecting something else. She was like, "Where's the sitting room?" I said, "Come go downstairs. Sitting room, this is where everybody uses. This is our sitting room. 9 other people uses the sitting room. Kitchen, 9 other people uses the kitchen. The bathroom, two bathrooms, 9 other people uses bathrooms." Like, what? Yeah, it is what it is, right? And yeah, so funny enough, then I then when she arrived, I think about 2 weeks later, I told her, "Look, I'm gonna quit my job." She's like, "You're gonna quit your job?" I say, "I'm gonna quit my job." So like, "Look, I can support you however I can,
Yeah.
and whatever you want to do, do it." So I went to my workplace then. I did not tell my manager yet. And then the Friday, I told my manager, "Look, I just want to quit." She goes like, "Why?" And before then, something had already happened at work. When I got married, I came back on a Wednesday. I couldn't go to work until the next Monday because I was ill, and my manager thought I was lying. She thought I arrived on a Saturday. The Monday I arrived, she was bitching and moaning, shouting. Like it's one of those offices where you've got this transparent glass.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can see you, 50 eyes on you. Let me see,
Yeah.
100 eyes because it was 50 people. 100 eyes looking at your manager shouting at you. Why were you not here on Friday? Why you not here? It's month end and all
Oh,
that
that's
sort of thing.
awful.
Very awful. Shouting on top of me like that. And then I was
Mm-hmm.
like, she said, "Rahim," I said, "Look, I did tell HR I won't be able to make it because I wasn't feeling well. I rang them. I told them about this." She said, "No, they did not call me. And nobody called me." I was like, "Okay, actually, Rahim, go and get your ticket so I can see where when you arrived." Right? As I opened that door, I thought to myself, "Wow, is this what life is all about?" I was told, "Go to university." My parents pushed that on me. Get a degree. You're gonna take control of your family. You're gonna have financially free. And now this, really? And my other mind was saying, "Look, Raheem, you struggled to get a job in the first place, right? Quitting this job is just gonna put you in another problem. So you just might as well suck it in, take it in, and get the thing done, right?" As I was walking downstairs, I opened my car door, reached out to my glove box, pulled the ticket out, walk outside, walking into the office again, thinking, what can I do? Why am I going through this? I start thinking, is it to do with my race? Is it to do with my voice? Is it to do with why am I being treated this way? I do amazing things here. When I do something very silly, the whole world will know about it. Opened
Mm.
the door, gave her the ticket. She looked at the ticket. She realized, yes, I did arrive on Wednesday. And then she goes like, "Oh, I've also rang HR. HR did confirm you told them that you're not gonna come." "Oh, him, I'm very sorry. I should not have yelled at you. I should not have done all that to you." I said, "Look, it's no problem. You know, I'm here to serve the company. I'm here to work for the company." And it was tearful. It was very emotional.
Mm.
The reason
Mm.
being is because you're working hard. Sometimes I go to work at 7:30, and I'm there until 6:30, right? Trying to do so much work to help the company. And now this is my payback, right?
Mm.
This is how
No.
you're gonna treat me, making everybody look at me that way. So when that time come them to hand that resignation, I reflected in all these things. And I realized actually I wasn't born for this. You
Good.
know, I was made to believe that working for someone is what's gonna make me successful. And
Mm.
that's what it made me believe.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I handed that letter over. And in my company, you need to give minimum of 3 month notice, right? So I handed over, I gave her the 3 month notice. And I went to talk to my best friend at work at that time. It was a Friday, we go and play football. I told him, "Look, I'm quitting, right?"
Gosh, a shock.
He goes like, "What, you're quitting? Raheem, seriously, are you quitting? Are you mad?
No, I'm not
You
mad.
you live in a shared house. Your wife just arrived in the country. She's pregnant. She barely speaks English, and you're quitting your job. Are you mad? That is crazy. This is crazy." I said, "Look, Michael, I'm fed up of it. I want to go. I just want to leave. I don't want to be here anymore." right? I don't care what happens. But look, Michael, don't tell anybody about this. This is just between you and I, nobody else. No, 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 no problem. But my advice, bro, don't leave. Don't leave. Don't, if you leave, you're doing it the wrong way. Your wife is pregnant and you live in one bedroom, right? Don't do it. It's like, okay. I understand his point of view, right? Because people
Mm.
that like you would always want to protect you, aren't they?
Of course.
Right?
Mm.
So, and we walk out, we went to the pitch. As soon as we get to the pitch, Michael told everybody that I was quitting.
Oh.
He told everybody. I'm thinking, why did you tell people? I said it's secret, don't tell anyone. So basically, on Monday, everybody's talking about it in the office. So I had to cut I had to leave quicker, basically. So I went to my
Mm.
manager. I've been working so long hours. I've got so many banked hours. I'm not sure if you know what banked hours is. It's when
No,
you
I'm not sure. What's
it's when
that?
you it's when you work over the amount you're supposed to work. So
Okay.
whatever additional hour you work, it get banked. You either
Eh,
get paid for it or you take it as holiday.
Take it as holiday.
Yeah. So I had so many days, right? So I have 90 days to leave my job. So I had about 60 days overworked days, right? And you have to take it within a year. If not, you lose them all as well. So I said, look, now
Mm.
I've got those days. Can I use some of those days so I can leave work early, so I can quit
Mm-hmm.
job early? My
Mm.
manager was a bit reluctant, but I spoke to HR. HR was like, yes, you got enough banked hours. We can. So
Mm.
that then cut my time to stay because it was getting toxic now. Everybody's bitching, moaning about me, saying so many stuff about me. I just wanted to leave. And here's the
Mm.
thing I did, Thelma. By the way, I don't advise anybody to do this, right?
Okay.
This is me. This is how I see it. This is what I did it. I burned the boat. Literally, I burned the bridge. I burned that bridge. I made problems, argue with everyone to make sure they're not gonna even give me reference. Because I never want to work for someone again in my life.
Mm.
Right? That was it. I don't want to work for anybody. It's crazy. Thinking about it now is crazy. Right? I don't advise people to do it. You can do a side hustle, you can win yourself out of it. But for me, I hated it so much that I don't want to be there. So I see myself as being on a boat, sailing to an island, and as soon as I get to that island, I burn the boat. So I
That's a
face,
risky move, huh?
yeah, I face the tigers, the lions, the cobras, you name it. I said, look, I'm gonna survive in this island or gone.
That's it.
That's what I told myself. So obviously, when I quit, reality hits. I realize it's very expensive to look after a woman and a baby in a shared house. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you now, it went really, really tough. It went really, really tough. And I start looking for properties. Stop looking every single day. I'm looking. I did not get anything. Keep looking and then stay consistent. You know, like I'm not sure if it's the same as your culture. You know, African families, they've used to seeing the husband going out for work, coming back in the evening. You know, that's the traditional way of doing things. My wife every day she saw me sitting on this laptop. She's like, you sat on this laptop every day. I'm not seeing any result. What's going on? So I start going to coffee shops, libraries, and coffee shop until I get kicked out because they start noticing me. I only buy, like, I get kicked out. I start going to big supermarket. You know, this big supermarket got coffee shops in them.
Yeah.
So I go to those coffee shops, and then I go to library. You know, I keep switching it so I don't get kicked out,
Yeah.
right? And
Good.
obviously, I didn't want my wife to get upset as well, seeing me on a laptop all day,
Mm-hmm.
right? So yeah, so it went really really tough, and I'm not sure if you've got kids in this country, but if you do kids, they've got something that we call child benefit, basically.
Yes.
So
Child benefit. Yeah.
yeah, so that's what we were living on, right? So basically, we live on that. We eat stuff, you know, we eat baby formula milk and all that sort of thing. And nobody knew about this, apart from my wife, you know, because my extended family nobody knew about it. But we went really tough, and one day it went so tough. I said, look, this is not working. We are in month 5. You know, this is the 5th month. We haven't got anything. This is tough. So
Mm.
one Friday morning, I remember this vividly. I took my laptop, start looking for jobs. And my wife asked me, "What are you doing in your laptop?" I was like,
Looking for jobs.
"Looking for a job." She's like, "What? Looking for a job? You're gonna go back working for people? Are you gonna lick what you spat? Right? You're not gonna do that, aren't you?" I was like, "Well, we've got baby, I've got you, you're not working, and I'm not working, it's getting tough." She said, "No, no, 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 don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." I walked the laptop down. I said, "No, what? I'm not gonna lick what I spat, right?"
Mhm.
So basically, I put it down. I keep thriving, looking for properties, getting so many no's, so many objections, so many racism. You know, um, it was hard. People telling me I'm not going to rent my property to you because I'm black. People telling me I'm not going to rent your property because you don't sound like me. You don't do things like. I had it all. It
Oh.
was very tough. And the funny thing was, Telma, is that I set myself to get 17 properties, right? And month five, month six, I haven't got anything.
Mm.
But here's the deal. A week later, a week after I was about to apply for a job, I got my first property deal that week.
Yay.
My
Nice.
first property deal. And here's the thing also. I then start thinking, if I had looked for a job at that point, guess what I would be doing that 2 weeks?
You'd be
Would be,
working, be miserable,
yeah, not just
working
that.
for people,
Yeah.
and the pay would
And
be rubbish.
you got it. And also, wow, what would I be doing there? Practicing my interview skills, polishing my CVs, and all that stuff. Not knowing I was mining, I was about to hit that pot of gold. Got that deal. I was like, wow, this is crazy, right? Got
Wow.
the deal. I didn't have the money because I was broke. And I spoke to my landlord that I used to live in his house. I said, look, can you work with me here? He goes like, yeah, he funded the deal. And then we set
Nice.
the property up. Within 2 weeks, we rented the property out. And it wasn't always easy, right?
Mm.
And then I got my second property, third property, fourth property. Within the last 5 months, I was able to secure another 15 property deals. And
Wow.
making it 16, I missed my one property to get it to 17 properties. And I was able to build that to a multi-million pound property investment portfolio. I now have my estate agency, my renovation company, and I now help people to use property as a vehicle to make passive income. But most importantly, for me, is to make working as an option instead of an obligation. Because this is where lots of people struggle. They think they have to work in order to survive or to live or to make money. That's not what wealthy people do. That's not what successful people do. So I'm making that my mission to communicate this message to as many people as I could possibly can to know that there's an opportunity out there that will make you a lot more richer than working for someone.
Thank you so much for an inspirational story. I didn't know you all the graphs that you had to go through. I mean, I'm sure you at the end you felt like I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure like a wife that just came to the UK with
Mm-hmm.
no job, a baby on the way. That must have been tough. At what
Mm-hmm.
point did you meet Samuel? Did you meet him at the beginning of your inspiring
Good
journey?
question. I met it at the beginning, at the pivotal stage. Once I've got, I think, a couple of properties or so, something like that. Because what I did then is to is to find inspiration, not just inspiration, but also education. Because I think the fastest way to become successful is not traditional education, is personal education. But the most important thing for you to be successful is finding the who. Who do I tap into to get me to learn what they've learned in decade in 1 month
Yeah.
or in 2 months? So that then gets me to meet so many property people right? Most
Mm.
people know Samuel, of course. I've met so many people. I was educating myself, networking with people. Any money I make, pay for my expense, which is my food, investing in me, investing in me, investing in me, investing in me. I did that a lot. I've got coaches, American coaches, British coaches, Asian coaches. I read books. You can see these books. These are some of the books I've read.
Yeah, I know. That
Basically,
you read or you wrote?
I read, right?
Okay.
I'm currently writing my book as well, so that's
Okay,
gonna come
that's
out soon. So yeah, so it's all about who, because what most people like to do is, oh, I'm gonna go on Google, start googling stuff. I'm gonna go on YouTube. I've been there, I've done it. That's the slow way of getting successful. If you
mm,
really want to learn and implement, and the beauty about the world we're living right now is that you can find someone that is relatable to you, that you connect with, that is ahead of you, that you could either mirror, copy, get them to mentor you, or work for them for free to learn what they do. And the beauty of that, you can learn and implement straight away
yeah.
compared to university. University, you learn the theory from someone who's never worked. They've learned the theory, they bring the theory again, they feed you the same information. And you wait to hope after a university degree to get a job. That'll get you £25,000. Whereas if you find the who, you mirror and copy what they're doing, you get result, instant result. You don't have to wait for 3 years,
Yeah, good.
right? And it obviously gives you implementing stuff, right? For me,
Mm,
that's the best form of education. Mentoring, finding someone to guide you. That's why I invest a lot in my personal development. I've invested thousands and thousands, thousands of pounds, and it's paid me more than million% return on my investment. So
mm,
education is key, and reading books is you, because you can choose what book to read. You can choose what you want to learn today. You can pick a book. Okay, I want to learn about tax. You can pick a tax book. I want to learn about sales. You can pick a sales book, right? I want to learn about marketing. You can pick a marketing book from people I've never been to uni. And these are the real people that are doing the real thing.
so it's about more of the doing, like people active than actually people that are speaking about it. You know, action speaks louder than words, basically. So this is what
Absolutely.
you tried to say. Like instead of
Mm-hmm.
researching, you need to really actively find somebody that can put you on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I do, you do. If that makes sense. So whatever
Absolutely.
I do, you're gonna do it. And that is that. Are you also a mentor yourself? Like everything that you learn, are you also mentoring other people to follow your path?
Good question. I do mentor selective of individuals, and I don't promote that a lot. I promote my 3 day event. If you want to spend 3 days with me, I do it 4 times a year, and after that, I select number of people that I can take through the journey on a 12-month basis, and I do that. I don't talk a lot about that because I look for people that have got the drive, people that have got
Mhm.
why. Because here's the thing, Telma, if you haven't got a drive and you haven't got a why, if money is your objective, you're not going to get to where you want to go,
No.
right? But you have to have a why. Why do you need that why? See the why as a feel to get you going when things go tough,
Yeah.
right? For me, when my things go tough, I had my why. I got my family. I looked into my family. This is the people I want to protect. I want money to be working for me, not me working for it. So I needed that. I needed my wife to be comfortable. I needed my family to be comfortable. I needed to be in a position where my kids got an option to live with me,
Hmm.
not move out. Because the world we're living right now, people are living in smaller houses, council houses. The kids become 17, 18. They have to leave, not because they want to leave. They're leaving because there's no option. Privacy is no longer there,
Yeah.
right? There's no privacy. Mom is feeling uncomfortable, dad is feeling uncomfortable, people are walking over each other, one toilet, struggling, and the kids have to go out. And guess
Mm.
what? They move out, they end up doing things that they're supposed to do. Why? Because they spend most of their time with someone else. Who are those people? They're teachers. Some of them teachers are their role model. Our kids spend more time in school than they do with their parent.
Yep,
right?
that's true.
They spend more time with the parent. So their parent don't know them, and they become 18, they push them out.
Yeah.
There are no values, there are no beliefs. And guess what? Other people become their role model. And then obviously we can see that then leads to crime, that leads to so many
Mm,
stuff that you can talk about. I wanted that not to be part of my family. I want my kids to move out because they don't have to. So that
mhm.
was my driving force, right? I want them to leave. I'm not going to kick them out, right? You want to leave it until even the house. I'm going to be renovating my house. I'm going to be doing a pocket of apartment, right? Sound insulation, everything in it. They can only
Nice.
leave if they want to leave, not
Of
because
course.
of privacy, the house is too small. No, right? But that's what I was worried about. That's what I was scared about. I'm thinking, whoa, if I continue, that's what's going to happen. So you'd have to have a why in order to get you to where you want to go. And then what then backs that why up, which then gets us to the who, is your goals, right? The
Hmm.
goals are very important. And now the year just started, so many resolutions, so many goals. People write these goals. It's beautiful. I love goals because you go to my room, you see my goals everywhere. But what I tend to do before you write your goal, there's something very important you need to do. And this is very important for your audience.
Hmm.
Is before you write your goal, you need to do this one thing. And this one thing boils down to knowing where you are right now.
Interesting.
Right?
Before writing a
Very,
goal, where are you right now?
yes.
Totally. Yep.
I'm not talking about physically. It could be
No, no, no.
physically,
But I know what you
morally,
mean.
emotionally, financially. Where are you? It's like having a GPS, right? In order for the GPS to take you from, say, London to Paris,
Hmm.
for example,
Yeah.
because you are in France,
Yeah.
if you're using a car, what that GPS does first is to determine where you are first. And then it draws a roadmap to tell you, look, Telma, you need to go through this road, that road. Then you get to the ferries, jump on the ferry, and then after the ferry, it takes you to the point. But here's the thing: what the sat nav does, no matter what happens, the sat nav will still take you to your destination.
Yeah.
Even there's a roadblocks,
Accidents,
traffic, it will
traffic.
find a way to find ways to
Hmm.
go around to get you to your destination, no matter what. And now, those little roads that you take or diversions are the who, right?
That's amazing. I love the way
Yeah.
you're really looking at ways to explain what you have to say. That's amazing. It's true.
Right.
It's
It
true
is
what
the
you
who.
said.
All these diversions are your who's. Okay, now
Hmm.
today, I want to be in property. I want to invest in property, for example. Who do I tap into? You see, that's your who,
Yep.
right? So, and then you tap into that person. That person becomes your mentor, your coach at that point, right? And then you achieve that. You get you to go through that side road. Now you need another road to get you to your main goal. Now, who do I tap in? Maybe this time it's mindset, right? Who do I tap into to help me with my mindset? Then you get that person, right? You move on the ladder until you get to where you want to go. But that's where lots of people drop off, right?
Yeah. When it
Because
gets
it's
tough.
exactly because it's not easy, right? Like,
No.
oh, I said it's like when I said 17 properties, I went 5 months, they didn't have anything. I'm thinking, what is going on here? That's where lots of people drop off, right? People drop off at that point and then they give up, they go for the safer option because this is how the mind works. The mind would always look at something that they believe that it thinks is easier. That's the default.
Mm-hmm.
You think, oh, this is easy, I'm going to go and do that. And then only to realize, oh, it's harder than I thought. And then you move on to that when you go to the next one. By the time you think about it, you've lost 5, 6, 7, 8 years of your life. But stay in the course, finding the who. And here's the deal also. When you're finding the who, don't find someone that you think, oh, I want to work with them because they're famous. I want to work with them because find someone that can relate to you.
Mm. Yeah.
Find someone that you know can bring you that value that you're looking for,
Yeah.
right? It's not someone that got so many things going on and then they wouldn't have that touch personal
Yeah.
touch, right? In essence, find someone like this person understands me. This person can understand where I'm coming. For example, I give an example. Most of my investors that I work with, most of them, I would say 98% of them come to me because they say, look, Rahim, you relate to me.
Mm.
You understand my language. You understand how I feel, right?
Relatable. You have to
I
be
am
relatable.
exactly. So I am relatable. They can see I understand them. Not from the same country. We don't speak the same language in terms of traditional language, but the language they're talking about is I can understand them better than the other people. Some have gone and paid thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. I'm telling you now. They could
Mm.
not get any value of it because there's no relation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They feel like a little
Drop
thing,
in the ocean.
an ocean in a biggest pond, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you want to look for. Look for someone that is relatable to you.
Okay.
Now you've got your who, and then back that up with your action. Because in order for that car to move, you have to step on the gas, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that gas is the action. So you
Mm-hmm.
take that action slowly, slowly, you will get there. And here's the deal also is do not compare yourself with anybody else.
Good. I
Right?
love that advice.
Don't compare that with them because you know why? Because as soon as you start doing that, you're gonna lose focus.
And you
Right?
gotta be off the road.
You get off the road, you get paranoia, you feel like you're not doing anything. As long as you're doing better than you did yesterday, you're making progress, you're doing well. And also social media causing so many overwhelms as well. You see people taking photos and all that. Most of these things are not real. People are living double life, right? Don't see stuff in social media thinking, wow, this person is good. I remember once I was flying to Spain. There was this person um, uh, getting on the flight. She was begging the air host so she can go to the business class to take a quick video and photo, right? So she begged, she went there, took photo, do videos, right? And left. And if you post that on social media, be like, whoa, she is living the
Mm.
life. She's in a
Mm.
business class, right? But that's not a real thing.
No.
So if you then look at it that way and you're focusing doing something, you get derailed, aren't you? You're thinking, oh, I'm
Of
not doing
course.
well. I'm not doing well. I need to do X, Y, Z. That's not the real picture.
No.
So concentrate in you, right? Look at yourself, right? Look at what you're doing. Check if you're making progress. If you're making progress, you're doing amazing.
I love what you said. It's very important for young people to know you can look up to someone, but don't compare yourself. Because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise that's gonna really, in a way, put you down because you feel like you're never gonna achieve
Mm-hmm.
what that person has, and then you are completely losing focus about your
Mm-hmm.
goal, your purpose. No,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the fact that you're writing a book as well yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
to show, to be even more relatable, that all these
Mm-hmm.
people come to you, say, oh, you know what, I've got a little book that I'm gonna, so when your book is coming out, I
Um,
can, sorry for being
I'm coming out in summer.
in the
Uh,
summer. Okay.
in the summer, that's when we looking to launch it, and yeah, so we will working on it. So yeah, I cannot wait to share it.
I can't wait to hear about it. So, my last question, my lovely, is, and thank you, by the way, for your inspirational story and all your insights.
You're welcome.
My last question, sorry, my sister's calling me. Right. What would you advise to young people today that want to go into the property ladder? What would your advice be?
Brilliant question, Telma. I love that question. Um, the one of the best advice I would say is um, find someone that is doing what you want to do, right? And if you cannot afford to pay them, offer a value to them,
Mhm.
especially people our generation. They know social media. Say, look, I know you're doing well on social media, but I can help you do XYZ.
Mhm.
Or maybe they're very good in photography or editing videos or something valuable to that person. right? You can't afford them, maybe. You can say, look, I don't need money. I can do this for you for free,
Mm.
right? That way, you're bringing value first, right? And when you bring value first, the law of reciprocity kicks in automatically,
Okay.
right?
So,
If you're one of those said, "Oh, Rahim, I haven't got the skills. I cannot edit. I cannot manage social media. I cannot do all these things," right? Find something that that person would be would like, or maybe invite them for a cup of coffee, right?
mhm.
Invite them for a meal, because some of people think you're far away from the successful people. You're not. They are the same people as you are, basically. They're
Okay.
literally the same. That's one thing you need to do. And secondly, is to is to look at your surrounding. Who are you spending your time with the most? Because these people play a pivotal role. If you're spending around with people, all they talk about is going out, clubbing, watching football, bitching, moaning, complaining about what's happening, and not talking about investment, personal growth, personal development. Maybe you want to reduce the time you spend with those people,
And
right?
be with people positive.
Correct. Surround yourself with positive. I know it might sound hard. That's what I thought when I left my people back in London. But believe me or not, there are amazing people out there.
Yeah.
That's the second thing you want to do. Surrounding yourself with people, positive people, like-minded people, people that want to succeed. Not even if it's not financially, people that want to grow.
Hmm.
Okay, that's the second person you want to be um, uh, working with. And the third thing I like you to be thinking about is that it's not about the money. You don't need money to be successful. Because that's what I thought when I started my investment journey. I thought I needed lots of money, but I realized it's not money, right? It's knowing the who. And most importantly, having the why and the drive to get you to where you want to go and not to compare yourself with anybody else.
Oh, this is so lovely what you said. Honestly, thank you so much for your beautiful insights, for the mindset, all of this. And that's what makes you successful because you are really apart from everyone else. You are yourself. You know where you're going. You know where you are. You know the who, the how, the why. You know everything. Fantastic. And thank you so much for your time. And sorry again for the change, but thank you for being so flexible. And I'm gonna make it my mission to meet you one day. I really love the positivity,
Mhm.
everything, honestly.
Not a
Thank
problem
you.
at all. Not a problem. Thank you so much, Telma. You've been amazing. Continue doing what you're doing, and
Thank you.
your podcast is doing really well. And continue preaching the message, and I love that. Don't give up, and
No,
it's been
I've got a long
amazing.
way to go, but thank
Of
you.
course, it's been amazing being on your podcast. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you. Have a lovely day, yeah?
All right, sweet. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.